Thank you for taking the time to learn about the new transportation management system that Pepsi Logistics Company, Inc., also known as PLCI, will be utilizing to manage the freight for our suppliers and affiliates. We have made the decision to begin utilizing this system as a result of the evolution of Pepsi Logistics Company, Inc. The new tools that we are rolling out will better support the strategic partnerships that we are building with our PepsiCo affiliates. It is very important to note that these changes only affect shipments managed by Pepsi Logistics Company, Inc. and not other PepsiCo entities. In this session, we will be describing the changes that you will see as a result of our adoption of this new system, which was selected to better service these transportation needs. Please hold all questions until the end of the session.
Again, it is very important to note that these changes only apply to shipments managed by Pepsi Logistics Company, Inc. and not other PepsiCo entities.
Now we will get into an overview of what exactly is changing. All PepsiCo shipments managed by PLCI will still continue to be managed in our JDA Transportation Management System. As a reminder, all of these loads have reference numbers in the 800,000 series. You will still continue to receive email tenders or EDI tenders, and if you are on EDI, we will continue to receive status updates in the same manner as today for those loads in the 800,000 series. What is changing is the implementation of this new transportation management system to better manage the freight for our PepsiCo suppliers and affiliates. You will receive rate confirmations for loads in this system via email to the contacts that we have on file. It is very important that you inform us of any issues you see with incorrect contacts receiving these emails. We will speak in more detail about these rate confirmations in the next few slides. There will also be a new bid process which will be covered shortly as well. You will be able to quickly tell which system the shipment came from, as loads from this new TMS will be in the 1000 series to start versus the 800,000 series in our JDA platform. As we are not starting with EDI in this first phase of the new system for any truckload carriers, you will need to update your shipment statuses via a new web portal that we will be rolling out next week. Training for this tool will be sent out in the coming days. You will be able to access this tool from any web-enabled device, including your cell phones or tablets. You will also be able to view the new TMS shipments in this portal as well as add available trucks. LTL carriers will be set up on EDI from the start. Please note that the same carrier contacts exist and can be reached at the emails and phone number shown on the bottom of this slide. Now I'm going to cover the new rate confirmation process. Rate confirmations for loads in this new TMS will be sent via email to the operations contacts that we have on file. They will look like the example here to the right. Pertinent load information will be contained within this confirmation. If you are an awarded carrier on a lane, you will receive these kinds of emails. It is imperative that you reply to the email to confirm that you accept the load and the rate shown. Unlike the JDA TMS system, there is no systematic accept-reject. Every day at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, an operations specialist will call on any loads that have not been accepted via email reply. So save yourself the phone call and reply to accept the confirmation. Any additional accessorial charges not listed on the rate confirmation page must be approved by PLCI prior to the additional service being performed. All rates can be found here. You do run the risk of not being paid for the accessorial if you do not contact PLCI regarding the charge prior to billing. There is another form of rate confirmation that you will see for any loads where you do not have prior award on that lane. In this instance, an email will be sent to the contacts on file from Certify with a button in the body of the email to click here to review. You must click on this button and follow the steps to type in your signature and electronically sign the document. A copy of the signed document will be sent to you and PLCI, confirming acceptance of the load and rate. You will see these types of confirmations on loads where you want to bid through the TMS bid process, through the load board, or from prior verbal communication with one of our team members. Please note that you can sign a confirmation on your phone or other web-enabled device. As with the previous rate confirmation, any additional accessorial charges not listed on the rate confirmation page must be approved by PLCI prior to the additional service being performed. The final thing to note about rate confirmations is the way it will look if the load is a multi-stop shipment. In this instance, you will see the first pick in the same field as before, right here, and the final destination in the same field as before down here. In this instance, though, you will now see a section in the middle that shows the details of the additional picks and stops with a P or an S denoting whether it's a pick or a stop. There will also be a second page that shows the first pick right here, the final destination here, and the additional stop information down below by pick or stop. Now we will cover the bid process for loads in this new TMS. When there is a load available for bid, you will be sent an email that looks like the one here on the right. You can click directly from the email here to get to a bid screen that looks like this. The main details of the load will be listed on this screen. We are working on programming additional load notes to populate here as well, but please note that any special instructions will be listed in the body of the email. To place your bid, simply type in your all-in rate here and your name. Please ensure you are bidding an all-in rate. Then click Submit. You will be contacted with a rate confirmation to sign electronically if you win the bid. Normally, we leave bids out no longer than an hour, so please be prompt with your bid response. There is another option available to you to bid on all open loads in this system. From the email that we just discussed for a single bid, you can click down here instead to view all available loads. This will open a screen that looks like this. On this screen, you will see all open shipments in the system. If a shipment is of interest to you, click on Bid. You will not be able to click on Accept. Once you click on Bid, you will be taken to the bid screen that was shown on the previous slide. Here, you can once again enter an all-in rate. If you win the bid, you will receive a rate confirmation to be signed electronically. Finally, as stated previously, EDI for truckload carriers will be limited in this new environment until we get further into our usage of it. Please ensure, if you are set up on EDI in our current TMS environment, that you are prepared to provide status updates via our web portal. The web portal should be available for usage starting on Monday, March 11th, with training to be conducted next week. Until then, and even after it is live, if we are missing any status updates for a shipment, you will be contacted to provide updates on those loads by our track and trace team. On the left-hand side are the status updates that can and will need to be performed in the new web portal. Check calls are something we have not been performing in our current environment, but we will be executing these in the new system to ensure loads are on track for delivery. And as a sneak preview, below is the entry page for the web portal that you will see soon. Now that we have covered the changes you can expect, I want to finish this session by discussing the next steps. It is important we have the correct contact information to ensure you receive rate confirmations and bid opportunities. Over the next few weeks, as you begin to receive these emails, please let us know if they are not going to the proper contacts so that we may update our system. In addition, if an operations contact that you know of within your team was not included in this invite, please send those contacts and their roles to the email listed on the screen. We will be piloting this system with limited shipments starting next week. Please understand that you may start seeing shipments with 1000 Series Pro numbers as soon as next week. The remainder of the shipments we manage for our PepsiCo suppliers and affiliates will be transitioned starting on Monday, March 18th. And as a reminder, we will still continue to utilize our other TMS platform with 800,000 series load numbers for our other PepsiCo shipments. Finally, be on the lookout for portal training invites, which will be sent out next week. That concludes the video segment of this presentation. We will now open up the session for questions. Thank you very much for joining.